Will Dak Prescott's $160 million contract be worth it in the long term? This is Jessica Gonsalves, sports betting analyst at Pro Football Network with PFN 365. Three of the biggest topics, each getting addressed in 65 seconds or less. First topic of discussion here today, Dak Prescott just signed a 4-year, $160 million contract that makes him the highest paid player in the history of the NFL. After a 2-year-long negotiation and a sudden end to his 2020 season due to a leg injury, Prescott finally forced Jerry Jones to succumb to his demands. Between Dak's $22 million salary cap hit, plus Zeke's $15 million, two of their marquee players make up 21% of the Cowboys' salary, with the other 79% being spread amongst 51 players. This agreement comes as the Cowboys attempted to wait out Prescott and sign him after a down season. That expectation was never met, as Prescott continued to perform at an elite level, and the Cowboys witnessed firsthand how their team would perform without him this past season. Will the Cowboys have enough wiggle room to rebuild the offensive line and bolster their porous defense to make a deep playoff run? Or will this heavy allocation of the salary cap affect the Cowboys' ability to build a well-rounded roster? Moving on to our second topic of discussion. The Philadelphia Eagles are shopping former Pro Bowl tight end Zach Ertz to suitors around the league. With both Kyle Rudolph and Hunter Henry now available via free agency, the market for Ertz services has now diminished. The Eagles would be wise to get what they can in return for Ertz as soon as possible, or they may have to wait until both Rudolph and Henry sign before getting adequate compensation. Ertz is 30 years old, and a younger Henry would be more valuable to teams looking for tight end help. Rudolph could also be had for less of a salary cap hit compared to Ertz, which also diminishes his value considering both tight ends have similar numbers across the board. Ertz does have Super Bowl experience, however, and could provide excellent veteran leadership for a younger team looking to make the jump to the next level mentally. The question is how much Ertz has left in the tank, and how much teams would be willing to part with for a potential 3 to 4 year contract regarding him. The biggest issue with Ertz is the fact that he is already in line to take up a large portion of his future team's salary cap. And will that team also be willing to part with draft picks in addition to money? And for our third and final topic of discussion, NFL free agency officially kicks off a week from today with many notable names available for the 2021 season. Leading the offensive line are names like Trent Williams, Joe Thuney, and Corey Linsley. On the defensive line side, Shaquille Barrett, Trey Hendrickson, Carl Lawson, Bud Dupree, and 𝗬𝗢𝗥𝗘𝗦 are expected to be available. Offensive weapons including Aaron Jones, Kenny Golladay, Will Fuller, Curtis Samuel, and Juju Smith-Schuster will all look to hit the pay dirt with their upcoming contracts. There's been a clear trend over the last decade that those teams that spend more in free agency tend to perform poorly compared to those that rely on the draft and building their own talent. Although a legitimate Super Bowl contender could use a free agency to replace or fill 1 to 2 spots if needed, using free agency to completely revamp a team has rarely proven fruitful. Which teams will become the offseason champion in 2021, and will their spending provide long-term playoff success? Let us know in the comments down below here on PFN 365.